All right, welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest. We're going to head up here today and do some brakes on a vehicle. Probably nothing too exciting. I actually have a few tools that I have to grab out of the big truck when I go over to do a specific job. This is my brake caliper compressor. There's a link in the description for it. Everybody always asks about this. I'm probably going to get another one because this compresses dual piston calipers, but they have one that compresses the little quad piston calipers. So I'm going to probably get one of those because this works for single and dual pistons. But it doesn't work for quads, whereas the quad can do all of them. Anyways, to put that in here. But that's it. We'll head up there and do these brakes, and hopefully nothing unusual happens, but we'll find out. Cool, here we are. We're gonna set up, this is the truck here, this Tundra. I already went ahead and looked at it. I actually forgot, there's one thing I forgot. I should probably get one of these for this truck, no matter what, is a locking lug nut kit. Luckily they had their key, otherwise I was gonna have to run across town and grab the key for their locking lug nuts. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, they're gonna have locking lug nuts. These rims always have locking lug nuts with them for whatever reason. So we'll set up the jack, get this jacked up. We're gonna put some wheel chocks under those rear wheels since we're on just a little bit of an incline here. And yeah, we're just gonna do these brakes. Oh, what I was saying was I looked at them, the rotors look pretty worn, but they just want brake pads. So it's always customer's discretion. But for some reason, if I don't say that, there's 15 people down in the comments arguing as to whether or not why I didn't put rotors on there, but that's why they don't want them, just brake pads. So even though they just did brake pads like 6 months ago, so that'll give you an indication once we see it as well, what kind of shape those rotors are in. But nothing dangerous, just definitely worn and probably even warped a little. Let's see here. You can just see the pattern in there. There's a bit of a groove in there, but whatever. New pads will wear into that shape, and that's what they want to do for right now. Cool. Thanks for the rags, Noah. We're going to go ahead and take this tire off here, and I didn't bring my impact gun. A couple things that I'm just transitioning over to the Rescue Ranger, so probably a couple things I've got to get, like these are actually quad pad compressors, so can't even use my gun on this one. I'm just going to use a pry bar and those pads to open that caliper, and yeah, just like an impact gun, some other things that I'm just gotta get accumulating for this Ranger as well. The reason I say that is because I've got to use a breaker bar to take this tire off now. Not the end of the world. All right, so here we are. These are pretty actually easy to do. What I always do is just check the box of brake pads here just to make sure. Sometimes you get hardware, sometimes you don't. This time we don't have hardware, so we want to make sure we don't lose this clip, and there should be one back here holding these pins in. So we gotta hold on to these, we'll clean them up. But if you don't keep those, then you'll run into some problems down the road. So we're at this point now. See if we can just tap those out. They shouldn't be stuck. If they are, you've got a problem. Use my trusty little pry bar here, aka screwdriver. Okay, so that's all the hardware we need to deal with. We'll clean it up, and everything else is actually here self-contained. So we'll pry these pads back. Again, you just need a pry bar, so we'll get that pried onto something, start prying the pads back, and then we'll replace them. But that's how you're going to press these pistons all the way in, is just with a pry bar too. Okay, get that started, and you just work both sides all the way back. You only have to do one at a time, but you will want to make sure that it's clean. So, I mean, they were close to, but I'm going to push that back in just so I can finish compressing those pistons all the way. Okay, now the deal is typically only one of these pads will have an indicator. I like to put it in the back because you can't just look in there and see the back pads. You can look in usually and see the front pads and kind of gauge their width. So I like to put the one with the indicator in the back and make sure that, you know, you can look in here and see how that one is, that you can't see the back one, so at least it's got something to tell you what's going on back there. Some will have them on all four. This one doesn't. Looks like we need to compress that even more. All right, there you go. That one's in. And we'll do the same on the back here. Just start getting it pried and then work it back all the way. Usually these are easy to grab a hold of, but because these pads are completely worn down, there's not enough space for me to actually get my screwdriver or pry bar or whatever you're using. I need to get a set of pry bars for this truck as well, but I'm having trouble grabbing it. So let's see if we can just get it started by prying on something. Ooh, there it is. That took forever. That was probably like 5 minutes, so not forever, but it's got down the metal there. Definitely wore some pattern into the back of that rotor, so we'll talk to the customer, but from what it sounded like, they don't want to do anything other than pads right now, so. Well, here we are. Gonna put the new pads in only, so. It's all right. So we'll do like this. All right. That's that. We'll put it back together. Supposedly they parked it up as soon as they heard it. Grinding anyways. From what I see, it's nothing like crazy, but I would, if it was my own vehicle, I'd replace the rotors. I think they've got their reasons for not wanting them replaced though, so I don't care. It's their choice. Anyways, don't trash talk people in the comments down below. You don't know anybody's situation. Just be happy. Be nice. I find it a lot more enjoyable to be nice to people in life than to be upset all the time. Okay, well that is a job well done on this side. You always want to make sure you pump the brakes before you drive off, but we'll do the other side, and this is all wrapped up over here. Everything's cleaned up and put back together. Man, these tires are heavy. That'll kill your fuel economy. Good news is I think that other side's a lot easier to do. I looked at the pads, it looked like they had a little bit of pad left on them, so I should be able to get my pry bar in there and open it up first. And I know it's not a pry bar, I keep calling it that because that's what I've got for right now. So all right, I just got done. It took probably about 30 minutes, just with filming and everything, probably about 40. Got my brake set. They've got some cool old Cherokees and stuff, about the same year as my Jeep, so I was taking a look at them to see kind of where everything buttons up on mine. I'm missing a few pieces, and I was able to see on theirs where they went, so that was cool. And we'll head back home. That's a job well done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.